Andrade just debuted for AEW.
Oh, did he? Oh my.
Yeah.
Of course the fucking episode we miss. Oh my
I
god.
updated my Twitter feed because I wanted to respond to something that we got was replied to us with my personal Twitter, and I didn't realize I was still on it. And I just see Sean Ross Sapp saying Andrade is in AEW, and I was like, fuck!
It was probably on it to promote their match for the AAA title.
Well, no, so this wasn't really part of my news, but he and Charlotte took a picture together, and Andrade captioned it with, like, celebrating some good news, and people were like, oh, is Charlotte pregnant? Oh, did they, like, pick a wedding date or something? And I think we know what the good news is now.
Denise Salcedo tweeted, Andrade, in all caps, Andrade says he will be the new face of all Elite Wrestling. So, thank God.
Oh my god, and Vicky's gonna be his manager.
They can fuck off with that. Please, no.
I was happy for 5 seconds.
But still, massive pick for AEW. Anyway, this isn't the AEW podcast. I wish we were watching it right now, but this will still be a fucking fun ride. Liz, where are we?
Welcome to the Pinfall Podcast. I am your host, Liz. I'm joined as always by my co-host, Mark.
It's me.
It's you. I am frozen on my screen, and I will remain frozen. I can still hear Mark, but it's just very frustrating.
You are not
I feel
frozen.
very lonely when this happens.
Everyone can see you move and see you look at your phone. So, you want to do the news? Well, before we do that, let's just recap. This is Smackdown. You didn't say this is Smackdown.
Never do.
We had not much happen on this show. This is pretty much just a spotlight show. This is like, hey, we know AEW is going to be on right after us, so some people might not watch because they're going to watch for that. So, let's just make it a spotlight show for Roman and the Street Profits. Which it honestly
Also,
was.
this is the return show for my AirPods. I got those babies back. Which is why I'm in a good mood. For once.
Are you?
I'm on edge. Now that our housemate isn't here, I'm on edge.
Okay.
A whole half of a house.
It's not
And
a
guarded by
half.
peeps.
Oh. Well, don't say that. Somebody watching might be like, oh, I'm going to go rob them. Half of their house is unguarded.
I mean, stay in that half of the house. Don't come to the other half.
Liz?
Yeah.
You want to start the news?
I guess. Welcome to the Pinfall Newscast. I'm your host, Liz. I've had quite a bit of Prosecco. And I'm feeling fun. You feeling fun, Mark?
No.
Okay.
I was until we started the show.
Mark!
Now I have to entertain all these marks.
Only one Mark, and it's you.
I mean marks with K's. I'm the good Mark.
I hate heel Mark commentary so much.
Let's get on with it. That went down weird.
Just want you to know that I cannot see anything that you're doing, so all of a sudden I just hear you choke.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay, so let's begin with some not AEW news.
Okay.
First things first, Hangman Adam Page is going to be a McFather. Congrats to him. I'd have thought he already was.
No.
I'm shocked. Genuinely was like, news?
Also, apparently Andrade is now going by Andrade El Idolo.
And got to keep half that.
Yeah.
Carry half of it over. What about some other stuff? Specifically, Impact. So Slammiversary is officially going to be Impact's first show with fans. Which just makes me believe even more that Samoa Joe is coming.
It sold out in 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wowzers.
That's
fucking incredible.
Yeah. I hope Samoa Joe debuts at Slammiversary. That would be
I think
so
you
awesome.
will.
I hope
It's gonna be really fun.
I hope he's cleared to wrestle because I fucking want to see him wrestle again.
Are we going to watch Slammiversary? Are we going to be able to watch Slammiversary?
I don't know when Slammiversary is. Isn't it later this month? Oh, isn't it on the
July.
26th? Was it July? I thought it was on June 26th.
Let's see.
July
July
17th. So July...
Right.
I feel like there's something going on July 17th. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna be gone. We've got the bachelor party then. That weekend.
Oh, I froze making that face.
No, you didn't hear.
This is what I'm staring at now.
Good.
So Slammiversary is going to have fans. Apparently it sold out really fucking quickly. And that's very exciting because I'm excited for it. We've been watching a lot of Impact lately, and it's its own special breed of wrestling.
I love
To say
it.
the least. It's a little messy, and I think I respect that.
Seeing the Good Brothers every week makes me really happy.
Yeah, seeing the Good Brothers, and then in addition to that, just like seeing a lot of talent that like I've heard about or that used to be in WWE is actually kind of nice.
Violent by Design might be one of my favorite stables right now.
It stressed me out a little bit. I'll be honest with you.
I love Diener. Diener's cool. They just have so much good stuff on Impact. And I can't wait till they get fans again. Yeah.
And you know what other good stuff they have on Impact?
They
have Mr. Macklin.
Oh yeah.
Steve Cutler, whether you like him or hate him, Steve Cutler is going sort of debuted his new character on Impact with a fun little promo. So he is going to be sort of Impact now. I'm really excited to see him to shine on his own and not in the shadow of Mr. Riker.
He had a super cool look in that promo. Just like sitting back with the fucking whiskey. Oh my god. He's gonna
kind of
fit
thought it was
in.
a Jameson ad at first, though.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, it kind of was. I hope he comes out with a bottle of Jameson every match. Just swigs from it.
Are they allowed to do that?
If they're sponsored by Jameson,
I don't know if they are.
just fill the bottle with like water or something. Or they could pull a Hangman Adam Page. Just comes out with a glass of liquor.
True.
I mean, obviously, if they had the bottle like clearly facing the camera in that promo, they've got some kind of partnership.
Fair. All right. Let's talk about some WWE news. We're going to talk about all the new stuff, and then we'll talk about the obvious stuff, because apparently this is just a once-a-week thing now where we all know what we're talking about, but... So first, let's talk about Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce has a new backstage role, which he kind of clarified for the general public. Apparently, at this point, his new official job title is Director of Live Events. Which sounds like a big fucking job.
Yeah, seems like a promotion.
He said it doesn't change a lot of what he does. Now he's going to have a more vested interest in what's going to happen on their live events.
I wonder what capacity he's directing. Like, is he directing the talent? Is he directing the production? It's curious.
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't really describe that so much, but he said, I now have a more supervisory role and a say in what's coming to your town.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
So he might have a big say in booking now.
And maybe he'll make good choices.
Yeah.
Also, Brock Lesnar to return at SummerSlam? I don't fucking know. But that's a rumor that's going around.
So first John Cena, now Brock Lesnar.
I'm not gonna say I think he's actually coming back.
There was a source on that because I hadn't heard anything about that.
Ryan Alvarez pointed out that a Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar match would make sense according to Wrestle Talk. And a lot of people are saying this because it's their kickoff to live touring again. It would kind of make sense that they'd want to bring back the biggest names that they can. Which is why they would bring back John. That's why they would bring back Brock.
Okay.
Not necessarily Brock coming back in like a full-time capacity, but
yeah, that kind of worries me.
It should.
Not just for like booking's sake, because unless they have John Cena like booked to wrestle at SummerSlam and then Brock Lesnar makes a surprise appearance, that would be great. But if they book Brock and Cena to both wrestle that same night, ooh, I don't know about that. Could start the show with Brock Lesnar, end it with John Cena. Or start with Cena, end with Brock.
I don't know. And Cena might come back as like a just like MC kind of role. That wouldn't be crazy.
Yeah. Would also be cool to see him wrestle Roman because Cena hasn't gone for the Universal title.
So also apparently the WWE is looking to do more main roster call-ups in the future. Oh, I wonder why. A report from Fightful Select states that Bruce Pritchard, Canyon Ceman, I'm not sure how that last name is actually pronounced. It's Ceman.
Huh.
Man. John Laurinaitis, Jamie Noble, and Matt Bloom were all watching practice matches at the Performance Center, and they will be watching an in-house event, or they watched an in-house event on June 3rd. No one knows who these call-ups are going to be.
Well,
Nobody knows.
One easy guess, or two easy guesses, are Roderick Strong and Io Shirai.
Not what I was going to guess, but sure.
Another easy guess is Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Io has she's done a lot in NXT. I mean, she's like championship material, and I don't see her really doing anything besides go for a championship in NXT. And plus she seems to be like very well fit for the main roster. And then Roderick literally quit NXT. Finn has literally nothing to do in NXT. Like, there's nothing for him there anymore.
That's true. But we'll see.
Yeah.
If you wanted to know why, because you don't pay attention to wrestling news, which is fair, why they might need main roster call-ups. It's because the WWE released a bunch of people again.
Yeah.
The WWE released Braun Strowman, Aleister Black, Ruby Riott, Lana, Santana Garrett, and Buddy Murphy, which are all kind of shockers besides Santana Garrett. Santana Garrett, like, whatever, I assumed. I forgot that she existed.
Yeah. Buddy Murphy also is kind of like, it's about time.
Buddy was apparently dropped because the Aaliyah storyline did not do well.
Shocker.
Apparently. Braun was dropped because his contract was too expensive. He was about to earn over $1 million a year, and I guess they just did not have enough space to put him to afford that. Aleister is kind of the most shocking one, I think, besides Lana and Ruby, actually, in that same vein, because Aleister apparently was promised to win the U.S. title sometime in the last year.
Mm-hmm.
Vince put it off because Vince didn't want his first title to be won in front of an empty stadium.
Right, which also sheds some light on how Vince feels about the Thunderdome. he doesn't think about it as just a replacement for live crowds. He also sees it as an empty arena.
Right. And it's just, that's such a fucking gut punch, I feel like, because I don't know, it's like you were promised so much and you got the absolute opposite of it.
Yeah. Yeah. But luckily, he is continuing the Tommy End character. He has the rights to his walkout, and he's really making the most of it. So props to him. And he'll be a massive grab for literally any promotion. I also have some details on Lana's release. I don't know if you saw it.
Did not.
So this is a quote from Fightful. I'm just going to read it verbatim. More details on Lana's time with WWE emerged to Fightful in the days following her release, and it would be noted that if Lana didn't have anything going on, it wasn't for lack of her trying. We've heard several stories about how she and Naomi would follow up about their creative and constantly try to ensure they were doing something. There were significantly different plans for Lana earlier this year before Charlotte's return, but we're told that Vince McMahon personally assured her that wouldn't be the end of the Lana character, and they'd have more for her. Well, that's a yikes. I wonder...
I was just going to say that seems to be kind of the constant theme here, is that a lot of these people were promised a lot of stuff and got nothing.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Alistair, he wasn't promised much. He had suggested to go to NXT, and Vince liked that idea, but wanted to try this new character, this Dark Father character, which I guess didn't pan out, citing budget cuts, which we all know is bullshit.
Yeah. There are rumors that WWE is selling. That's why they're doing this. They're offloading all the dead weight, clearing house before a big sale.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't understand business, so I'm not going to say I know what they're doing. But that's it. It just sucks because apparently a lot of people got phone calls. The entire roster got texts after these phone calls were sent out. And a lot of these people did not know that this was happening. I mean, Liv said that she didn't realize, or no, Ruby said that she didn't realize her last match with Liv was her last match.
Yeah.
Which fucking sucks, because, like, you're getting this title shot,
Well,
and then you're fired 2 days later?
No, it wasn't a title shot.
What?
It was just a match against Natalya and Tamina. It wasn't a title match.
Still.
Yeah. The most curious one is Braun. How do you not have anything for Braun? You just had him in probably the best match of his whole career in that triple threat at Backlash. A year ago, he beat Goldberg for the Universal title. And he's just been fucking... He led an anti-bullying campaign at WrestleMania against Shane McMahon. Like... I'm sorry, but how do you not have anything for him?
I wouldn't be shocked if Braun goes to, like, NWA, goes to Impact. Wouldn't be shocked if Alistair went to AEW. I would not be shocked about.
Alistair could go anywhere. I could see him in Impact. I could see him in AEW. Braun, I could really only see in Impact because Tony Khan's not one. He doesn't love those massive dudes. He's not.
I mean,
like
it pigeonholes you a lot, I think.
Yeah, and it dwarfs the rest of the roster. So I could see him going to Impact, because they don't have too many big guys. They've got Moose, and they've got Joe Doring.
Moose isn't that big though. Moose is just brawny.
Right, and then there's Jake something. Jake something's fucking massive. Oh, and W. Morrissey, of course.
Oh my god, stop. He's...
Braun versus W. Morrissey.
W. Morrissey, how could he?
All right. Any more news?
Oh, obviously that is the last piece of news for tonight.
Okay, so let's move into the episode. Stay tuned till the end of the episode for the best of the night, as well as the current top 10 of WWE currently as of tonight.
If you want to ask us a question, stay tuned and ask us a question at the end.
Yep. If you have a question, you can leave it in the chat now, or you can leave it in at the best of the night, so it's there in the chat by the time we get to the quick Q&A section.
If the question is, Liz, how are you just so perfect? I don't have an answer for you.
Great. Now someone was going to ask that question, and now they're not going to.
Maybe I'll give you like a tip or trick.
Okay. A TNT.
It's Gemini season. It's Pride Month. I have peaked.
All right, so Smackdown. This was, like I said, a big showcase for Roman Reigns and the Street Profits. Both had fantastic promos. We start off with Roman Reigns in the ring. He's with Paul. No Usos with him. He said, and I'm having a little trouble breathing right now, so I'm taking a lot of deep breaths. He said, I believe in being very direct in how I'm feeling. Last Friday, by the end of the night, I wasn't happy. With a full week to chew on it, I changed my position on this tag team championship opportunity. But it all revolves around me. I'm a giver. I allowed this all to happen. Jimmy, you said it all last week. When you said you're going to win, you better win. There's a lot on my plate, so let's just get to it. Bring me my cousins. Usos come out. Jay hugs Roman. Jimmy does not, and then Roman says, "Acknowledge me, Jimmy, just like your brother." And Jimmy said, "I thought I already acknowledged you at Hell in a Cell when you made me quit for Jay, or when you made Jay quit for me. Tonight is about making our family proud and winning the gold. We're gonna be 7 times champs." Roman says, "Well, good luck. You called the shot. I do that. But then I get the job done. Make sure you win, because our whole family's watching. Get the job done. Bring me the titles when it's over." And then Jimmy says, "Welcome to the Uso Penitentiary." And then we start the Usos versus Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio.
Tell like if you're looking at me or not.
Well, these matches, or rather, the Usos not winning today kind of annoys me. I mean, I get it for story purposes, but it annoys me in a different aspect, because Rey and Dom as champions, they're not doing anything. They're not driving a story in any way. Which I get, their faces. Most of the time, faces don't drive stories. But, I mean, it's still possible for a face to drive a story. I mean, look at Bianca Bel-Air. She's driving her story. Her and Bailey together are kind of playing equal parts. The Mysterios are kind of just there.
I think the ending was stupid.
Roman?
Yeah. I think that was dumb.
Yeah, there's not really any reason for it to have happened. I mean, I can kind of understand Roman. Well, okay. I kind of get it. Jimmy and Jay were obviously losing that. Obvious after Rey's
Roman
momentum.
didn't want anyone to see that.
Yeah, because he said the whole family's watching. He said they represent everything right now. So he doesn't want everyone to see them fail. He's trying to get their backs, and the fact that Jimmy told him what to do at the end and not attack Dom anymore. Roman next week is probably going to say, "I covered for you, I saved your asses, and now you're telling me what to do." But we have that's the end of the episode. Now we have the first tag team title match between the Usos and the Mysterios.
Yes, we do. We start with Dom versus Jimmy. Jimmy. I called Jimmy multiple names throughout my notes, so I forgot what the real name was. There's a shoulder tackle that flattens Dom and a huge drop kick to Jimmy. And then arm drag right into an arm submission hold on Jimmy. Ray gets in off of this. There's a team hip toss, and then Dominic powerbombs Ray into Jimmy. It's one of the first nicknames I've got for him. Jay gets in. There's a double team shoulder tackle and a backbreaker onto Ray. Jimmy, I guess, Jay goes for like a standing frog splash, but Ray avoids it. Get a very weird head scissors to Jay, and then Jimmy tags in. They hang Ray up on the top rope. There's a headlock on Ray, and then a jawbreaker to Jimmy to make some space. We get an enziguri to Ray. Jay gets a cheap shot on... Jay gets a cheap shot on Ray while his head is like hanging over the ropes. There's a backbreaker into the barricade, and then Jay was in for that like last bit. Jimmy gets back in, stomps the chest of Mysterio a couple times, kicks him under the jaw. My notes are so fucked up, and it's like 80 degrees in this room right now. There's a kick under the jaw to Jimmy, and then Jay gets in. Ray takes Jay off the apron, sends Jimmy out via his he gets his like legs around Jimmy's neck and just like chucks him out into like a weird Hurricane Rana type deal. He goes to penguin slide out onto the two men, but goes right up onto Jay's shoulders. Jay Simone drops Ray right into the announce desk. Looks like he hits his own head too at the same time. Jimmy gets in. Jay then drapes Ray over his leg. Jimmy goes down with a drop elbow. Jay gets in. There's a chin lock on Ray, and then Jimmy gets back in. He drags Ray back to the corner, gets Jay back in. Just kind of pummel the old man for a little while before there's a clubbing blow to the face of Ray. Jay...
What?
Ray dodges a charging Jay. He hits Jimmy, who's on the apron, then sends a boot to the face of Jimmy, and Jay goes into the post. Dominic gets in. He dives out onto Jay and Jimmy. It actually works this time. It's Jimmy back in the ring, does a lateral press onto Jimmy, and then there's a neck breaker on Jimmy, a boot to the midsection of Dom, and like a really botched tornado DDT to Jimmy. We go up top. Jay tags in. Dom fights Jay off. Dom fights Jimmy off, but they do their little double team into the Samoan drop, which ultimately makes the entire moment of defense fruitless. Jimmy gets in. There's nearly a double super kick onto Dom. Dom avoids it. He sends Jay and Jimmy out. Ray hits the seated senton onto Jay and gets fucking super kicked immediately by Jimmy the moment he gets back to his feet. We get back in the ring. There's a drop toe hold to Jimmy, and Dom goes for the 619. And there's a super kick to Dom. A shitty crossbody to Dom, who gets his knees up, then rolls Jimmy up. And I guess Jimmy he kicked out, but it didn't look like he kicked out, so technically Jimmy and Jay lost.
Right. Yeah. Because what the ref says is final. And like 20% of my brain was just like, what if that was a botch? What if that wasn't supposed to happen? But I mean, the way the episode went, that was definitely supposed to happen. But after that match, we then had Roman in his suite. He says to Paul, "Bring them to me now." After commercial, we then get the Usos in Roman's suite with him and Paul. Jimmy's arguing, saying his shoulder was up. He kicked out. Roman just yells, "I don't want to hear it. You lost to a child. Worst of all, you called your shot. What did I say about this representation? There's still time left in the show. Go to Adam Pearce or Sonya Deville and get another shot. I want this fixed tonight. I want you to understand my position. You guys are 6 times tag team champions. You understand my position, Jimmy?" He mentioned something about main eventing WrestleMania or something like that. And he says, "You understand my position, Jimmy?" Looks at Jay, and Jay says, "Oos, I'm Jay." And Roman says, "The way things are going doesn't matter anyways." And god damn.
Roman really said, "Fuck you, buddy."
They're really playing that card like long term. I love that they're kind of keeping the small details in the promos.
Yeah, I think it's a fair point because they're identical twins.
Yeah.
I think it's something that they don't play on very often because they don't have identical twins very often. Like, good on them.
Also, apparently McDonald's sent Britt Baker 1,500 coupons after her win.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So after that, we had an interview with Seth Rollins, if you can even call it that. Kayla says Cesaro always comes back. And like no matter what you do to him, and Seth says, "I see what you're trying to do. I don't know you or the WWE universe anything. Like time or an answer." Kayla asks, "What happens when Cesaro returns to SmackDown?" And Seth simply just very slowly takes off his mic, reaches it over to her, and just drops it. And laughs. And then we get Street Profits backstage, and really cool turn we saw from the Street Profits today. We saw a different side to them. Yes. What is that you're drinking?
So this is the beer I told you I was going to drink.
What? That's beer?
I was expecting a beer-colored beer to come out.
Ooh.
This one.
The cider?
It's not. It's a sour IPA.
Oh.
The flavors, raspberry and blackberry.
Okay.
And cashmere.
Is that like a $5,000 beer or something?
Ever just eat a sweater?
Yeah.
For the fun of it. Yeah, that poured out of the can, and I was like, okay, sure.
So after Seth's bit, we get the Street Profits. Chad Gable walks in. He says, "I feel compelled to advise that you're on a downward trend. I've been studying your tape. Profits are down." Says Montez, "You've lost at least 8 inches on your frog splash." And he comments on Dawkins. I forget the move name, but he comments on that. It says, "What you guys need is professional management from an Olympian. Can I get the smoke?" And then Tez says, "We're insulted." Dawkins says, "Basically, it's a no." And then Tez says, "A hard no." And then we cut to Adam Pearce and Sonya. I don't know, I guess in their office or something. I never understand what this room is. That they're always just like standing behind a TV. But they're there, and the Usos run in, and they say, "We got cheated, guys." Adam Pearce says, "Ref made a mistake, but the ref's decision is final." Sonya says, "But the ref did make a mistake. So we'll review the footage and give you guys a decision tonight." And then they're like, all right, sure. They walk out. And then we go back to the ring for Carmella versus Liv Morgan.
This was fucking criminal.
2 of the 7 women in WWE's main roster.
Smackdown, right?
No. I think just total, because, oh wait.
Oh. Like 10 on Raw.
Okay.
7 on SmackDown.
7, it's Bianca, Bailey, Sasha, Carmella, Liv, Natty, Tamina. That's it. And they solidify that Liv is at the bottom.
They really said, "Hey, we know that we just took your tag team partner away and like totally cut everything off all of a sudden out of absolutely nowhere. But also, fuck fuck you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, is Mia Yim on the roster?
I guess.
I guess, yeah. Oh, fuck. Anyway.
Carmella starts off by being just an absolute bastard of a woman. Kind of like a real fight though. The way that she was just like taunting her, I was like, scrap.
This match is pretty
Eh?
decent for like as short as it was. At least Liv's side of it.
Yeah, it was alright. So Liv slams Carmella's face into the apron. There's a kick to the knee and then a kick to the face from Carmella. She starts yelling like she's Angelica from the Rugrats. We get a snapmare takedown and then some more yelling. Carmella then dodges Liv, can't avoid the backstabber, which was really weird because she then uses the force from the backstabber to push Carmella into the buckles, which I thought was interesting. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. Like I kind of got it.
It was an interesting move.
Yeah. You can like really study my face when like we freeze. So I'm just like, interesting. So Morgan gets dodged, tied up in the ropes. Carmella then pulls her from the ropes by her hair, and we get the code of silence to Liv, and it's just fucking cruelty. And I hated this match so much, and I awful.
Speaking of awful,
Oh,
they showed Raw some of Raw's card on Monday. And another
please, we've got a whole weekend to enjoy ourselves.
Well, this is why I'm telling you now so that we don't have to hear it on the weekend. So, a little preview for those watching. Another Alexa's Playground with Shayna Baszler. Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre have their contract signing. And a 5 tag team battle royal with Lucha House Party, Viking Raiders, RK Bro, The New Day, and T-Bar and Mace.
I can only imagine how that's gonna go.
Yeah, obviously RK Bro is gonna win that, but god damn,
It's not the time for my computer to freeze.
this card is not looking good. They get worse every week, and they do nothing to improve it. They do nothing to improve Raw.
Yeah, no, the Battle Royale is like different.
It's
admittedly.
different, but like what purpose does it serve? Is it number one contender? It says a high stakes tag team battle royal.
Maybe it is number one contender.
Who's the tag team champs right now? Oh, AJ and Omos. Okay.
It makes sense it's number one contender because AJ and Omos aren't part of it.
Can't wait to see Randy Orton RKO Omos. It's gonna be fucking amazing. Whole ring's gonna collapse.
Will be a ring collapse.
All right, so after Carmella and Liv, we had the Mysterios. They were heading out, but they're stopped by Sonya and Adam Pearce. They said the ref made a decision. You guys will defend again against the Usos tonight. This goes to show how little personality they have. Their only response is, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Like nothing. You're not gonna give it anything like a oh come on or like a fucking
It's not fair.
we got this. Anything, any kind of personality, any reaction.
Just say this beer is actually really nice.
Oh, that's good.
You really get the blackberry and the raspberry in the aftertaste.
Imagine it's pretty sweet.
It's not. It's actually quite sour.
But yeah, come on, give us something. anything.
Don't you wish?
God, I can't wait for the Usos to win that title. Alright, so after that we get Bianca Belair in the ring. She said, ever since I beat Sasha and won the title, Bailey has been so pressed. The only thing she's done is laugh. Most of the WWE universe isn't laughing with her, rather at her. But what is so funny? And you know, that laugh is actually getting to me. Do you think Bailey's the first person to ever try me? People have been trying to keep me down since I was 3 feet tall. Let me not forget, people used to call me mannish. I left all those people in the dust as I won trophy after trophy, championship after championship. After everything I've been through, though, I've never had anyone laugh in my face. Laugh at me in my face. That's utter disrespect. Bailey, I challenge you to take your cackling self and meet me in the ring at Hell in a Cell, and you won't be laughing now. And then Bailey laughs. You just hear her laughing like all around Bianca, and like she's not sure where she is. She appears in the jumbo, and she says, "Want me to come out there? When will you learn the world doesn't revolve around you? I'm not even here. I'm not even there. I'm here via satellite. This is my oasis." And the camera zooms out to show the room is covered in Bailey posters and pictures, her with a title and everything. You want to clear your conscience with me? I accept. I will be laughing, but I won't be the only one laughing. And then she starts laughing, and then all of the LED screens have her face. And I'm honestly getting tired of her laughing. Like her cackle.
Really? I thought this was an awesome promo for her.
It was an awesome promo, but like the laughing and them overplaying
because
laughing.
the laugh is getting like freakier.
It is.
It's scaring me more than Alexa Bliss has scared me in the last, I don't even know how long.
Yeah. It's because one thing's subtle and the other not so much. Alright, so then we get the Street Profits backstage. Otis is like pacing in front of them. He says, "You guys are out of line. Chad's trying to help you and you mock him. You need to apologize." And then Pez says, "Let's handle this like adults. We don't owe anyone an apology. Chad Gable is holding you." He says, "Chad Gable's holding you back. What have you accomplished since you started teaming with him?" And Otis like pauses for a second and then just smacks Tez right in the face, just punches him, and then shoves Dawkins into the boxes. And then we go back to the ring for probably one of the most pointless matches we've seen in a while on Smackdown. King Corbin versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I mean, this match first already happened. And this was an incredibly short match that the only kind of progression might have been that Boogs was attacked this time.
I'm torn. I really liked this match in the sense that Boogs is like super fun to watch. Shinsuke's character is not quite a face, not quite a heel, and I like that a lot. But if it weren't for Shinsuke and it weren't for Boogs, like if this were any other person consistently testing Corbin for the crown, I would have been like, this is a fucking stupid match.
Yeah, I mean, I
think because of those details, I was like, all right, whatever.
Mm-hmm. The only
McAfee.
Conceivable purpose I can think of for this match was that they needed to even up the odds and have Corbin get a win on Shinsuke so that they were 1-1. Although, didn't Corbin beat Shinsuke the first time?
Corbin beat Shinsuke this time.
Yeah, but didn't he do it the first time too?
I have no memory of that.
I don't
I don't remember what happened last NXT, let alone last SmackDown.
let me look. Let me see if I can find a list of Shinsuke Nakamura's matches.
It is so hot under my hair. Cut it all off again. Just kidding. If I did that, I'd probably cry.
Each match. Show me a list of wrestler, or show me a list of matches. Matches. There we go. All right. So, okay. So the 21st, he beat Corbin. On the 14th, Corbin beat him. So Corbin's up a leg now. Corbin's up one. So we're probably gonna have another match where Shinsuke's up one. And then we have the high stakes match to end it all.
I'm frozen on my screen going.
Also,
This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
I'm on cagematch.net right now, which has like all of his matches listed. And his last 3 matches, the longest one, which was against Corbin, Corbin again, and Chad Gable. His longest one was 5 minutes and 20 seconds. His first match against Corbin, 3 minutes 5 seconds. Second one against Corbin, 5 minutes 20 seconds. His last one, not counting today's, was 1 minute 56.
Oh.
And I don't know how long today's was, but it felt even shorter somehow.
Oh, bud.
But yeah, you want to jump into this match?
Yes. So, to start this match, we have Boogs playing the guitar in his incredibly spicy little short red overalls. I didn't know that they made overalls that fit those kinds of thighs, but I looked disrespectfully the entire time. And then Pat McAfee Antivirus was standing on top of the announce desk dancing. And the match started, which is probably the least interesting part of this entire bit. So Corbin beats up Shinsuke in the corner. Shinsuke dodges Corbin, sends him into the buckles, loads him up top, and then sends a knee into his chest. And I have to get a hiccup out of my chest, which maybe a knee from Shinsuke would help. Because I've had so much carbonation. So there's a powerbomb to Shinsuke. He starts punching Corbin. He wants the armbar, but Corbin won't let him get it. Or won't let him get it locked in. He reaches the ropes. We get fast Corbs right into Boogs. He fucking punches the shit out of that man. Clobbers him. And once he's back in the ring, there's a leg sweep to Corbin. Corbin then yanks Shinsuke down, rolls the little goblin man up to win. And then, as he's leaving the ring with his crown, Boogs grabs his fucking leg. So Nakamura can knock Corbin down and take the crown, which is so obviously foam because Shinsuke like pushed it in at one point. Not really, like, it wasn't intentional, but like he pushed it in. I was like, could at least be like one of those fake like Party City plastic crowns at least.
You remember when Corbin had his like black crown, his black and gold crown?
That was nice.
You think they switched crowns so that they could get one that would fit Shinsuke?
That is possible. I didn't even think about that.
I feel like also we're waiting too long before we get the reintroduction of King of the Ring. Like,
no, because there's been no mention of it either.
Yeah.
Not even like a little hint like from Pat or something like, you know, King of the Ring, last time that they had a King of the Ring match, it was like blah, blah, blah.
Well, we got that in their first match. The one that gave Shinsuke the crown. And then since then, it's been nothing. Man. When I thought we would have something interesting with Shinsuke. Besides Boogs.
Yeah.
After that, we get Kevin Owens attacked by Aziz backstage. Aziz rams the cart into Owens, but they're broken up by officials before Aziz can get in the Nigerian nail. Apollo Crews then walks in, laughs, and then walks out. And then we get Apollo Crews versus Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Championship while Kevin Owens is injured. In this match right here, proved to me that they didn't try today. They didn't try to make any progress with anything today because of the Dynamite.
Do you think that's what it was? I just kind of thought no more talent.
Oh yeah, I definitely think it's because Dynamite, because they didn't want anything big to happen in case people weren't watching because they wanted
Dynamite's
to.
not on at the same time.
I know, but you know, too close time frames, they probably didn't want to risk it.
Problem is for me with that is that like I'm watching SmackDown though. I'm watching SmackDown now. I can't watch NXT.
Yeah.
I'm watching SmackDown and I can't watch AEW because of this. So it's like I know that we are a very select few of individuals that are in this position. It's just like, come on. I don't want to watch this.
The majority of their viewer base does not have podcasts.
I know, but like I don't want to watch this. This was boring as fuck. Like SmackDown is going back into that part of time, pre-Roman, where I was just like, this is so bad. But it was fine because Raw, in my opinion, was decent.
Yeah. That was in their Extreme Rules time.
Now, both of them suck. Like,
I wouldn't say this sucked.
no, you're right. But this is SmackDown has just gotten progressively more boring to me.
I thought this was way better than, or not way better, but better than 2 weeks ago. Let's see, what happened 2 weeks ago? I'm actually curious.
Alistair was there.
He was there. Well, that's NXT.
It didn't make sense, and this whole time we were speculating what would make sense, and then they said, actually, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, we
also, to be fair, everyone who's like, oh, but they just gave Alistair a bunch of video packages, they just gave Alistair this whole story, it's because WWE Creative did not know that they were releasing Alistair.
Yeah.
They had no clue. So.
Yeah. Nobody knows except Vince, Nick Khan, or Bruce Pritchard.
So, can I just ask you, am I in frame when I'm over here?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know where my lines are.
Well, 2 weeks ago we had that parade of champions. Remember that?
That was decent.
Get Aleister Black. Oh, that dumb 6-woman tag match with Bianca, Tamina, Natalya, Nia, Shayna, Bailey. Orbs versus Shinsuke. Dom versus Rude. And the Fatal 4-Way for the IC title was interrupted by Black. This one felt more together than that one.
The Street Profits definitely helped, because I felt like we got a Street Profits match tonight.
What do you mean? We just Street Profits match tonight?
So I felt like we got one because of how good those promos were.
Yeah, we have a matchup that actually makes sense rather than just piecing something together. All right, so, yeah, you want to get into the match?
Yeah. So we start off with a side breaker, Kevin. The same positioning as a backbreaker, but
Breaker.
rib breaker. There you go. Yeah, that's fair. So Apollo's just pummeling Kevin Owens. He's grinding into him. There's a knee to the midsection and then some more boots to the gut. To Kevin. Then Kevin just absolutely gets slung into the buckles. There's a kick under the jaw to Apollo and a clothesline as well. The senton. Kevin goes for the pop-up powerbomb, but Apollo goes up and over Kevin. Super kicks Kevin in the midsection. Kevin then slings Apollo out of the ring, goes to bounce off the ropes into Apollo, but he can't because those ribs are injured. And Apollo hits a back to belly suplex ringside to Kevin, and then another suplex in the ring to Kevin. And I believe this one was a German suplex, and then there was a second one. Then Kevin gets a German suplex of his own off onto Apollo. We go up top. Kevin Owens headbutts Cruz down. Tries to hit the swanton onto Apollo, who gets his knees up, which is pretty much the worst thing that could happen when they're injured. At least he committed to it, unlike some people on the roster when they know their move is going to fail. There's a step up enzuigiri and a German suplex to Owens. Apollo goes up top. Kevin avoids the moonsault. Sends Apollo into the post. There's a super kick to Cruz and a pop-up powerbomb. But as I put in my notes, if this were WWE 2K20, Apollo's health bar was pretty much only half diminished at this point. So obviously he kicked out. Like all my brain could equate this with for some reason. And I think it's because I've watched you play that game too much now.
Wait, which game?
2K20.
Oh, okay.
Like when I see like a certain wrestler covering, like I know the other wrestler has not taken that many hits, I'm just like, his health bar isn't that far down yet. So Apollo is out on the apron. Kevin Owens is up top. We get a Death Valley driver on the apron to Kevin, and Apollo ends up winning. Or no, Apollo does not. Apollo ends up winning.
Yeah, he wins with the Death Valley driver.
Yeah. And then Apollo says, "Great, I've won. I'm heading out of here," and he heads on out of here. And then who but Sami fucking Zayn? Like a feral cat. You tell it not to, and it still does it. Sami Zayn comes in with a haluva kick to Kevin Owens. And then tells him, "I didn't just kick you. Karma kicked you."
He said, I'm doing what you did to me. I was feeling bad, and you came and kicked me while I was down. Which is a good feud transition, a good shift in motive. But I wish we'd gotten this, like, I don't know, a month sooner. Like, maybe right after WrestleMania, we got this. Rather than Sami immediately wanting to go for the IC title.
I don't know, man. I wish I could say, well, maybe this is why, but I...
Also, real quick on Dynamite, apparently Jake Hager challenged Wardlow to an MMA fight in a cage in 2 weeks.
Oh?
Yeah.
Two big men punching each other?
I wish the main roster had interesting stipulations like that.
Oh, what does this remind me of with WWE that was like really ill-fated? It was on Dark Side of the Ring.
Was it?
There was like a real wrestling competition.
Was that with like Bam Bam Bigelow?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, what was the name of it?
Tough Enough, was it? Wasn't that what NXT used to be called?
Yeah, NXT used to be Tough Enough, or they had like a reality show called Tough Enough. Brawl for All, Miriam said.
Thank you, Miriam. I'm sure that this will be much better than that, but it just reminds me of Brawl for All.
Yeah. Alright, so after that match, finally, our last promo, we have the Street Profits backstage. Tez, he's like trying to piece things together regarding Otis and Chad. Dawkins says there's nothing left to say except better stay away. He says that to Chad or Otis. Tez says we're about to send Otis back to the dump along with Gable. Street Profits are up and we want the smoke. And then finally we get the second tag team title match between the Usos and the Mysterios. I'm gonna gift a random sub right now. Let's see, do I have my... Yeah, I don't have my card, but...
I gift a sub?
Huh?
I gift a sub?
You can gift a sub, but you'd have to put in your card information. And you'd have to be in the
my
chat. You want to tell me your card info right now?
Yeah. Let me just give you the 16 digits real fucking quick. Okay, so wait, if I go in here, I have to be subscribed to gift a sub?
No. But why don't you just let me do it?
You want to put in your card?
I just need to reach back and get my wallet. Oh, you know
Make
what?
a whole production out of this.
You know what? I'll do it on my app because I'm signed into my other account, which has my card.
I'm watching a preview for Panic.
Panic.
That new Amazon movie that's like similar to the other one that had what's her face?
No.
Oh, Roberts. I hate opening up the video because I feel like I look like such a little gremlin in it. Like, I look fine on my video, and then I look at the video on here, and I'm like, oh, that's bad.
So do you want to start the match?
Yeah, I was waiting for you.
That's fine. We can go while I do this.
Alright, so we start with Dominic versus Jimmy, just like we started the other match. There's a shit.
Yep.
And I wish I could talk. There's a shoulder tackle to Dom. Jay gets in. Dom fights out of the corner with some elbows to Jimmy and then Jay. Get a back to belly suplex into a neck breaker, I guess? I don't really know. It was a very confusing move. It was kind of cool, though. Jay then... Actually, let me get out of the chat.
Alright. One random sub. It went to you. God damn it.
Gift another one. I'll pay you back.
Alright.
I got out of the chat just in time. I thought.
Probably gonna go to me next.
Oh, no. So Jay flies out onto Dominic. Dominic sends Jay into the buckles.
This one went to Kayla.
Okay, cool. Then we have Ray versus Jimmy. There's a running flying forearm to Jimmy and a back elbow to Ray. Jay gets in. Ray fights out of the powerbomb position. Hits a Hurricane Rana. Jimmy gets in. We get a basement dropkick to Jimmy and a baseball slide out onto him. Jay then goes to attack Ray, and Ray sends him into the ring post. We get a head scissors. Then we get the 619. And then Dominic goes up top. He gets in. Gets in, and then he goes up top. That actually worked. And then fucking Roman. Out of nowhere. fucking punches Dominic off the fucking top buckle.
I was trying to make a good argument for Roman coming in and doing this, but then he tweeted, if you want something done right, do it yourself. But like, what? It doesn't win them the title.
In fact, they lost that match because you DQ'd it.
Right. But they're not. My reasoning was that they are not embarrassed, and they don't embarrass the family on TV, which makes much more sense than doing it himself.
That is fair.
But still, everything with Roman was still the strongest thing in this entire episode. All right.
Yeah. I think the Street Profit stuff was also pretty strong.
It was strong, but it wasn't like it wasn't prominent enough to make it the strong point. It was a second strong point.
It was nice to see some promos that did not lead to a match immediately in the episode. Which is not something we get very often.
Yeah, I mean we got a lot of those. We got Bianca, Street Profits. Wasn't there something else?
At the end of the day, like, I feel like it's just different. I don't know, but I'll let you continue.
It's Seth. Seth gave an interview, I guess. But that concludes. Oh wait, did you have more regarding that beatdown? Okay.
He also spears Ray.
Spears Ray, starts beating down Dominic again. Jimmy says, "Hey man, that's enough. Stop it." Roman gets up and just gives him a look. Like, who are you? Are you Jay? Are you Jimmy? He walks out. Usos follow him. And then Roman just gets back in and continues wailing on Dominic. And some pretty good stuff from Roman. I wish it was just a little better motivated. But that's our episode of Smackdown. Leave a question in the chat, everyone, for a Q&A after the best of the night. Before we get to the best of the night, though, let's give a quick top 10 update for WWE. If you want to know the entire top 10 of the major wrestling promotions, you should subscribe so that you can get the weekly newsletter, which will be going out very soon, featuring the top 10 of all major promotions, weekly show ratings, and the best match of the week, and recommendations for shows to watch. Alright, so number 10, we have one half of the former women's tag team champions, Nia Jax. Number 9, the former WWE champion, the current number 1 contender, Drew McIntyre. Number 8, one half of the NXT tag team champions, Lewis Howley. Number 7, the other half of the NXT UK tag team champions, Sam Stoker. Number 6, the NXT UK champion, Walter. Number 5, still, I guess, on an undefeated streak, Mansoor. Number 4, one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions, Nash Carter. Number 3, the other half of the NXT Tag Team Champions, Wes Lee. Number 2, the current WWE Champion, Bobby Lashley. And number 1, the head of the table, Universal Champion, Roman Reigns.
The Goblin.
Roman is the only SmackDown wrestler in the top 10. After tonight's win, Apollo Crews is number 11. He's very close. But, yeah, Mansoor is the highest wrestler that is not a champion. Wish he was still in 205 Live so that he could possibly go for that Cruiserweight Championship. Because I don't see him going for any other championship anytime soon, unfortunately.
I get that.
Alright, so, best of the night. Let us get into it. I feel like I know what I'm going to pick already, but let's get into it. We started off with Roman in the ring, talking about the tag team title match. Usos come out and they have a little interaction. This was really good. Not the best promo with Roman and the Usos that we saw today, but still great stuff. Great stuff. I love the callback to calling his shot. Very well done. Very well written. Then we had Roman in Suite, where he scolds the Usos after their loss. This was fantastic, especially because of Roman's callback to everyone thinking that Jay and Jimmy are the same. It was a lot of shade. It was great stuff, and we saw Roman giving us some of his best promo work. And then we had Seth Rollins' interview, which was, I don't know what to fucking think of that. Then we had the Street Profits. We had Chad Gable. This one was fine. This wasn't the best of the Street Profits promos that we got today, but still some good setup for a feud between these two tag teams. Then we had Adam Pearce and Sonya and the Usos. Fine stuff there. I like that Sonya is being kind of the devil on Adam Pearce's shoulder, being like, well, maybe we should run this again. It adds a nice spin to things. It's good. What are you doing?
Hey, battery.
Oh.
He's hurting.
Alright, so then we had the Mysterios leaving. This just shows how fucking blank the Mysterios are. Then we had Bianca and Bailey. This was great stuff. Bianca, once again, giving great promo work. Bianca giving some of the best promo work she's ever given. This was fantastic from her. Amazing stuff. Amazing. Then we get more Street Profits backstage, this time with Otis. This is fun. I liked Tez saying, or I forget if it was Tez or Dawkins, but one of them said about how Chad is holding Otis back. And then they said, what have you accomplished since you started teaming with him? But also, what did he accomplish before teaming with him? I mean, I guess the Money in the Bank contract, but he didn't keep that. He lost it before he was teaming with Chad.
And then he lost his tag team partner. Whoopsie poopsie.
Yep. Then we had Kevin Owens getting attacked. That was fine. And then Street Profits backstage, giving a more serious promo. This was some great stuff with the Street Profits. We don't see a serious side from them very often, and when they do, they fucking nail it, because whether they're doing a serious or hyped promo, they are fantastic no matter what. So with all that said, my pick for promo of the night has got to be Roman scolding the Usos. That basically shifting the storyline to Jay being concerned about being the same as Jimmy, or people not being able to tell the difference. That makes a huge shift, and it's fantastic. What do you think? Anything?
Do I think anything? I don't know. Outside of me having thoughts, kind of agree with you. I think I could go with this. I think that there's the one thing that these promos have is like a lot of nuance.
Nuance?
A good word for it.
A lot of personality.
Yeah. I just mean like the way language is used in them is just not quite as like in your face, like fuck you.
Yeah, it feels more like a real conversation.
I have to agree with you.
Okay, cool. Alright, so then we get to Wrestler of the Night. Oh man, I have no idea what to pick for this, although I think I know. We started off with the Mysterios versus the Usos. I think I'm gonna go with Jimmy. I think. Jimmy was good. Both of the Usos were both fantastic in this match. I mean, they continued to show why they're the best tag team in pro wrestling right now, or one of the best. Really great stuff from Jimmy. And it was really good to see him in a tag team match once again. It's been so long since we've seen the Usos together. Then we had Liv Morgan versus Carmella. I'm going to go with Liv Morgan. Carmella didn't do a whole lot. Really didn't. But yet she got the win. Which kind of annoys me when a match happens and like the winner wins after like barely doing anything. But yet they get beaten up for most of the time.
Get that.
That's what I appreciate about Drew McIntyre matches. Although like he will like clearly get the win a lot of the time, he's still like it's an equal effort. It's not just like one Claymore and you're done.
Yeah.
Alright, so then we have Shinsuke versus Corbin. I'm going with Corbin. Again, Shinsuke did not do a whole lot. Corbin put in a lot of the work.
Corbin pushed the storyline a little more than Shinsuke did.
Yeah, but even
at least
then,
for the match.
Both with this and Liv and Carmella, nobody in these matches was kind of like impressive in any way.
Yeah, get that.
Then we had Apollo Crews and Kevin Owens. I'm tempted to give it to Kevin Owens just because of how well he sold the injured ribs, but I gotta go with Apollo. I mean that suplex at the towards the end. The suplex with authority that was it was a nice smack in your face with like the whatever he yelled. I really enjoyed Apollo in this match. And then lastly, we had the Usos and the Mysterios one more time. I'm gonna go with Rey Mysterio for this match. Usos barely got off the ground. Shout out to Jimmy for like starting the match super aggressive, carrying that storyline, making this match feel a little different than the last one. But Rey impressed me the most, I guess. But I'm going with anyone from Wrestle of the Night today. Gotta go with Jimmy. Wrestled 2 matches. I wrestled a great match in the beginning, and then in the second match, he was the one to make it feel different.
Go with you. I think for his first match back, he looked really good.
It wasn't his first one, right? Because he had another one. I can actually do a quick Command F search. Jimmy Uso. Let's see. So Jimmy Uso. I thought he had a singles match. Yes, he had a single match against Cesaro that ended in DQ.
For Jimmy's first match back that I remembered, I thought this was really good.
His first tag team match. The Usos' first match back.
Here we go. I liked it a lot.
It was good stuff. Really good stuff. Honorable mention to Apollo Crews. Alright, so match of the night now. We started with the Mysterios versus the Usos. This was a great match. And I think the wonky end just really added to the storyline. Because you had the Usos lose, which pushes forward the storyline, but because of the mistake by the ref, you still have an arguing point for Jimmy. Really, and some really great wrestling mixed in there too. Next we have Carmella versus Liv Morgan. I mean, come on. This is just an insult to Liv at this point.
So cruel.
Then we had King Corbin versus Shinsuke. And this is just an insult to this feud. And Boogs. And then we had Apollo Crews versus Kevin Owens. I don't know. This match didn't need to happen. I don't know why we had this title defense. Like, I mean, I get it. I like more on TV title matches. But did it need to happen? The fact that it just, I don't know. The attack by Aziz backstage, unless it pushes forward a story next week, it felt cheap. It felt like we're gonna get this match again. Which I don't want.
Yeah.
And then finally, the Usos versus the Mysterios once again. Much worse than the first one. Very short. Not much back and forth with this. Yeah. Much worse than the first one. So, my pick for match of the night is the Mysterios versus the Usos Part 1.
Can't disagree with you. I think the only times I disagree with you nowadays are NXT.
Yeah, because that's when you actually care.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, this was the most interesting match of the night, I think.
It was definitely the big draw on the card going into it, and the fact that they had it in the beginning was kind of a decision.
Yeah, because they were like, well, we have it in the beginning and we have it at the end.
Yeah.
Marketing, baby.
Yeah. All right, so Q&A. We're gonna have to alternate here between YouTube and Twitch because we have some comments on the YouTube we'll start with the YouTube. I don't think this is a question, but Milo said, I would honestly listen to a podcast special episode with Mark just explaining how he logistically puts together the power rankings, especially now that he's incorporated Ring of Honor.
Ellen, you can just say that you don't want to listen to me anymore.
It would be a very short explanation.
Maybe you could do like a little YouTube video.
Yeah.
A little tube vid.
A little tube vid? Please.
A tube vid. Sounds really bad, actually.
Alright, so Miriam has a question. It seems like they'll call up some people from NXT who have done a lot already there. But do you guys see any fresher talent being called up? Guys like Damian Priest who have only been there a few months, / haven't done as much as someone like Io or Finn. Yeah, I mean, we've seen Chelsea Green, Santana Garrett called up. I could see Jessie Camilla being called up. I mean, Mercedes Martinez was called up. She was called up when she was in Retribution.
For 5 seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
And she decided to call herself down.
Yeah.
She had the right idea.
I'm trying to think, because the main roster isn't very large personality. It's pretty bland, aside from Bray. Try and think of some eccentric personalities on the main roster besides Bray.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant NXT.
No, Bray is not in NXT.
My brain did not cross the wires.
Let's see. Some smaller talent that could go to main roster. Kushida would fit really well.
Kushida would fit well.
Pete Dunne.
Unfortunately, I was going to say somebody from Legato, but I don't see them taking anybody from Legato.
No, they're super impassioned right now, and you've already got the Usos and Roman. They wouldn't want to cross that anytime soon. Although maybe on Raw, but
I wouldn't be shocked if Parker Boudreaux goes straight to the main roster.
I would like to see something of him before I say that.
I would too, but I don't see him fitting into NXT. Oh.
Well, they do a good job, making sure people fit. Oh, LA Knight. LA Knight main roster, absolutely.
Also, this does not apply to the question, but it's on my mind now. Apparently, Diamond Mine might be an iteration almost of like Raw Underground.
Oh.
Which, if anybody's gonna do it right, it will be NXT. I made that connection because of Parker Boudreaux.
Miriam said that the big rumor is that Parker's part of the Diamond Mine group. So.
Yeah. I can't wait to find out what that is if we ever do.
I hope it's a faction. I hope it's a big faction which is meant to replace a lot of people that are being called up.
The reason that they're saying it's segment more so is because they use fitness bags that are from a specific gym that specifically trains MMA fighters. And for some reason they correlated that with it being its own segment.
That doesn't make any sense. That's just where they shot
read this
the
article
segment.
like 3 hours ago. I have no memory of it anymore, but this is what I heard. However, LA Knight, yes. I could see Parker Boudreaux going up because I do not see him fitting in NXT. Unless he's with Diamond Mine, and even then I'm kind of like, I don't know about that. Because he's kind of got like that high school jock vibe, and I feel like high school jocks go to the main roster.
Mm-hmm. Also, apparently Lana was shouted out on AEW. Miro mentioned his hot wife.
Nice, they're married again. Congrats, guys. I feel like there's so many people on NXT that like I don't think about. I wouldn't be shocked to see Ember go back up. I don't see Shotzi going up anytime soon.
Everrise.
Stop.
No, they would definitely be called up. Magic.
Maybe. I mean, the tag scene is pretty dim.
There's no KO show anymore. Miz TV's fallen flat. So
If I could get the Everrise talk show segment,
Everrise show.
I'd die. Actually die. Yeah. I mean, there's so many options too. Like I lose track of who is in NXT just based on like the people that have been signed recently.
Milam has an actual question this time in the most recent NXT show. He said, "What's your guys' favorite and least favorite gimmick matches?" I know one of your favorites is the fight pit.
Oh, fucking good fight pit. Mostly because it's a promise that Timothy Thatcher's gonna kill somebody, but like,
My least favorite is the lumberjack match.
I know you hate lumberjack matches. I personally hate. What do I hate? What do I hate?
Orchestra of Destruction or whatever it's called.
I love that shit.
Mm.
It's done right.
Yeah.
When we had Elias versus Shinsuke.
That was good. That was good. Let's see. Tables match.
Tables matches are fun.
No DQ, which isn't really a gimmick match. I love a good Falls Count Anywhere match. When it's done right, like Sheamus and Biggie, that was a fantastic Falls Count Anywhere match.
I have to be honest with you. I don't love, as much as I love Fight Pit.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of fucking hate
Steel Cage?
like cage matches.
Steel Cage?
Yeah, I hate steel cage matches. I think they're stupid as shit. Like, the thing with steel cage matches is it's like somebody will be like halfway out to like climbing, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I've got a good moves lined up right here, so I'm gonna just jump back into the pit." And it's like,
with that, I see it as like they're adding some disrespect onto it.
But it seems stupid to me.
But what I hate about it is that you could just walk out the door.
Yeah. I don't like. I also have to just say that it goes back to the same thing with like I disdain for the distinction between Hell in a Cell and a steel cage match because it's not a cage and it's not a cell.
All right. So my definite least favorite is lumberjack match. My favorite, I feel like my favorite is something on AEW for some reason.
Would a War Games match count as a gimmick?
Yes, that's a gimmick match.
Okay, then a War Games match is probably my second favorite.
Okay. Ambulance match is all right.
The Drew McIntyre ambulance match was actually fucking amazing.
It was.
I will stand by that till the end of time.
What other gimmick matches are there? I'm trying to think. Like my mind's blanking right now.
Guitar on a pole match was bad.
Guitar on a pole?
Remember, it was Elias versus Jeff Hardy, and it was like the first one to get his guitar or something.
That was bad.
That was bad.
Barbed wire death match was really good.
I do like a good death match.
Exploding barbed wire death match.
I feel like it's like probably some commentary on like the human condition, but like I do love a good exploding barbed wire match. At least, okay, so I'm a pussy, so like I love an exploding barbed wire match when it's like mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
Or like it's like cut barbed wire, and it's
if it's the indies and like they're using the LED tubes and like shit like
indies
that.
Death matches, they freak me out a little bit. Like I can't.
Anything
that's like
Gage.
The idea of enjoying that to me sounds so frightening in a way. Like I know some people do, and like kudos to them for having the stomach for it.
Yeah.
But I can't. They stress me out so much because I'm just like, you're hurting each other. Stop that.
I figured out my favorite. My favorite is the strap match. I love a good strap match, like Dexter and Roddy, fucking
Dexter and Roddy was fantastic.
Fiend and Daniel Bryan. Was it Fiend and Daniel Bryan or Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan?
I think it was Fiend.
Okay, yeah, I think it was Fiend too. Like they're really good and they're so simple. I think that's it.
Okay.
What other Halloween?
Can't tell when you're toning down on your comments because I can't see you.
I'm trying to think what other, like, what Halloween themed matches there are. There's the...
Not like the zombie match?
Oh, God. Well, that was just a lumberjack match.
No, that was House of Horrors match or something.
Yeah. Haunted house match or something like that.
Yeah, that was actually... I liked that. Maybe it's just my, like, love for Dexter and Daryl Sharma, but...
My thing was... My gripe was that they went through it, but then they just ended up back in the ring. Like, what was the point?
That's fair.
What was the Damian Priest Johnny Gargano match?
Was it just Falls Count Anywhere?
No, because that had a ton of shit involved. What was it?
I thought it was Falls Count Anywhere.
Was it?
I thought we were disappointed.
I thought it was like this cool sounding one, but then the rules were just, oh, it's just a false count, or it's no DQ or something.
I don't know. I really don't know. At the end of the day, it was a false count anywhere match.
Miriam said she thinks it's a trick or street fight.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Again, is just false count anywhere. I do like a backlot brawl, though.
Backlot brawl is really good. Although, I think you're just using Adam Cole and Dream as your reference. That was a fantastic match.
Mostly because Velveteen Dream got his ass handed to him on like a silver platter.
And the match too, it was just so well done. Dexter coming into like out of nowhere, kidnapping Roddy.
And everything that happened when Roddy got kidnapped and then the Undisputed Era came together to support him, and now look what's happened.
Kyle came back.
Oh, Kyle did come back and we didn't know who Kyle was, so we were just like, blah, 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 blah.
Who's this therapist?
And because like I kind of knew it was somebody. Like, I had to assume. And then he ripped the beard off, and I was like, fuck! It's Kyle!
Oh, fuck. Alright, so that ends the Q&A segment. Liz, would you like to close out the show?
Oh, I had a really good fucking question for you, too.
Did you? Oh, I had something I wanted to say, too.
Oh. I had a good question for you, but I thought of it when I was watching my makeup off after the NXT podcast, and I said, I should write that down, because I'm going to forget it. Then I said no because I just remembered to like write it down. I'm not going to forget it, and I've forgotten it.
Well, that sucks.
No, but I'm sorry.
What I wanted to say was that I can't believe, or no matter what the reports say about Raw and SmackDown being written by the same team, SmackDown has to be written by a different team because there was not a single mention during the show itself of WWE touring again. Not a single mention.
Fair point. Yep.
Anyway, Liz, would you like to close out the show?
Yeah, I'm sure once we finish this too, I will remember exactly what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, I would like to close out the show. If you joined us tonight, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. And if you didn't join us tonight, but you join us in the future, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And if you're a subscriber, just remember that you can always catch up on old shows. They're immediately available to you.
Yes.
In case you weren't sick of listening to us talk yet, please join us on Monday. Oh wait, I didn't say. If you joined us tonight, or if you joined us in the future, happy Pride Month. That's all I'm gonna give you. Happy Pride Month. Something I can rest on for a couple weeks. Please join us on Monday because God forbid Raw actually happens and some miracle doesn't occur. We will be here talking about Raw. As we watch Raw, so you don't have to.
Yeah, if you don't want to watch
Let
Raw,
me tell you, it's a fucking undertaking.
Watch this show so you don't have to watch Raw.
whatever makes you happiest. But join us for Raw because it's way more fun when we have other people around to talk to. So, um, and then at some point, Hell in a Cell happens. So I don't know when that's gonna.
June. All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. We hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe so you can get you can watch an episode immediately after the podcast is over. You don't have to wait until I upload it to YouTube. You just get it right there immediately. Past 2 weeks of episodes too. You also get all of our fun emotes. Also, subscribe to our YouTube. Not only do we post past episodes there, but we also post our PETA predicts on there as well. We didn't do that for Backlash, but we'll be returning to that for Hell in a Cell. Let's see what else. Our Twitter is at Pinfall Podcast. My Twitter is at TheMarkCameron. Liz is at Eliza Elaine23. Thank you all so much for watching. We hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you on Monday for Monday Night Raw. Have a great night, everybody.